Welcome to Movie Rehash. Today, I am going to explain an action movie released in 2021 titled Red Notice. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and give your valuable feedback. The movie starts by telling a short story about Cleopatra and Mark Antony. On their wedding day, he gave her 3 special eggs with jewels and gold to show how much he loved her. After they died, the eggs were lost for a long time, and people thought they were just stories. However, a farmer found 2 of the eggs, and the third one stayed a secret. Now, in today's time, someone is making a copy of one of those eggs. In Rome, Special Agent John Hartley teams up with Interpol Inspector Urvashi Das to catch an art thief named Nolan Booth. They get a tip from a source called The Bishop and head to a museum. The museum director shows them Cleopatra's egg. Using a thermal reader and a kid's Coke, Hartley finds out it's a fake. The real egg is somewhere else. As Das orders the place to be locked down, Booth, the thief, pops out of the crowd and makes a run for it with the egg. Guards pursue him, but he evades them by causing scaffolding to collapse. Hartley catches up, and they both fall out of a window. Booth escapes using a slide and runs into town. He steals a motorcycle, and as Hartley tries to chase him in a car, he gets hit by a gelato truck, letting Booth get away. After 56 hours in Bali, Hartley tracks down Booth in his home and summons agents to arrest him and reclaim the stolen egg. As the team escorts Booth away, one of the agents skillfully substitutes the real egg with a fake one. Hartley returns to Rome and Das finds him in a bar. She shows him the egg that got replaced after breaking it on the floor. Das also mentions an $8 million transfer sent to a Swiss bank under Hartley's name, making her think he was part of stealing the egg. Even though he says he didn't do it, Das has him taken into custody. Hartley ends up in a Russian prison, and surprisingly, Booth is his cellmate. Hartley figures out that the bishop framed him. Booth shares that whoever has the 3 eggs needs to deliver them to an Egyptian billionaire before his daughter's wedding to get $300 million. They know the second egg is with an arms dealer called Sotto Voce, and they plan to grab it during one of his big parties. Shortly after, Booth makes a scene, revealing to everyone that Hartley isn't a cop. This leads to a big inmate named Drago Grande challenging Hartley. Even though Hartley tries to avoid trouble, Drago knocks him down in front of everyone before guards take them back to their cell. The guys get a chance to meet the bishop in person, and it turns out she's the undercover agent who replaced the eggs. She admits to transferring money to an account in Hartley's name and claims to be the world's top art thief, always a step ahead of Booth. The bishop believes Booth knows where the third egg is and offers him a deal to let him go with a 10% cut, but he refuses to spill the beans. In response, she instructs the guards to put Hartley and Booth into hard labor. As Hartley tries to figure out how to prove his innocence, he makes the best of working with Booth. In their cell, Hartley brings up Booth's father, knowing he was a Swiss police captain, and wonders how his son ended up becoming a criminal. Booth reveals that his dad was not the greatest. He was more focused on his job than on being a good father. Once, when Booth thought he lost a cherished watch, his dad didn't speak to him for a whole year. It turned out the watch was just hidden behind some paperwork. The next day, the guys put their plan into action when Booth tosses a bar of soap into a cleaning solution, creating an explosion. In the ensuing chaos, they fight off the guards and head towards a chopper using a badge Booth took from a guard during Drago's attack on Hartley. Booth gets onto the chopper, and Hartley runs across a bridge just before the guards blow it up. As Hartley tries to climb the bridge, Booth uses the chopper's machine guns to fend off the guards. Eventually, Hartley makes it up, jumps into the chopper, and they escape. The guards try to shoot a missile at them, but Hartley maneuvers it to fly through the chopper, causing it to hit a mountain instead. They successfully make their getaway. The bishop has an agent captive in his office, and she uses his computer to send a decoded message to Das, informing her that Hartley and Booth are on the run. The message also includes an invitation to Sotto Voce's party. The captive agent triggers an alarm by his foot, and when another agent responds, the bishop knocks them out. She then threatens the first agent, telling them to lie about the situation, or else she'll reach out to their loved ones and expose their deepest secrets. Booth seeks assistance from a person named Tambwe to pick him and Hartley up and transport them by plane to Sotto Voce's residence in Valencia. Booth devises a plan to access Voce's safe, which requires his thumbprint and facial recognition. Booth is ready for this challenge with his own technology to outsmart the security measures. The guys arrive at the masquerade ball, using masks to blend in without being recognized. Bishop is already there, so Hartley dances with her to avoid attracting unwanted attention. Sotto Voce notices them and, feeling jealous, decides to interrupt the dance. Meanwhile, Booth manages to swipe a glass with Voce's thumbprint. Hartley and Booth then head towards Voce's safe, but their plans get disrupted when Das appears. She pulls a gun on them, instructing Hartley to arrest Booth if he's truly on the side of the law. Hartley disarms Das, but as they enter the safe, they discover Bishop is already inside. A surprise twist unfolds as Voce reveals he's in cahoots with Bishop. The duo overpowers Hartley and Booth, knocking them out and taking them captive. Bishop uses electric cables to interrogate Hartley about the location of the third egg. When Voce threatens to strangle Hartley, Booth caves and reveals that the egg is in a pyramid in Cairo. Just as it seems Voce and Bishop are leaving together, she spikes his drink, causing him to collapse. Voce regains consciousness but struggles with impaired vision. He fires wildly at Hartley and Booth, inadvertently freeing them from their cuffs. The guys attempt to escape and end up in a bullfighting arena. Hartley takes a couple of hits, and Voce tries to shoot at them again. However, he is knocked out by a bull, allowing the guys to make a hasty getaway. The two manage to get on a train, and Booth confesses that he lied about the location of the third egg. Hartley is furious and almost throws him off the train, but he eventually relents and pulls Booth back in. Hartley opens up about his father, a con man who disappeared when he was just 13. In turn, Booth shares some history about the third egg. It was recovered by a Nazi art collector named Rudolf Zeig. After hiding away all the stolen Nazi artifacts, the egg remained concealed. Booth later discovered that the watch his father cherished so much was actually a key that could lead to the safe where the egg is kept. The guys travel to Argentina and discover a passageway leading to a massive vault full of stolen artifacts. After locating the egg, Bishop shows up with Das and her team of agents. A shootout ensues, followed by a chase through caves and old cars. Bishop and Das wrestle for the egg during the pursuit, but Booth manages to reclaim it. The trio drives their car out of the cave and over a waterfall. Booth secures the egg but can't find Hartley. Worried about his partner, Booth tries to go into the water to save him, but Hartley is unharmed. Bishop swims to the shore, and when it seems like Hartley might arrest her, they surprise everyone by sharing a kiss. The twist is revealed. Hartley and Bishop are a couple who planned the entire egg heist from the start. They used Booth to lead them to the third egg. They leave Booth handcuffed to a tree before making their escape. Hartley and Bishop head to Cairo, where the billionaire is hosting his daughter's wedding. They present her with the 3 eggs and even arrange a special musical performance by Ed Sheeran. However, Das and her agents crash the party, arresting both the billionaire and singer. In the chaos, Hartley and Bishop manage to slip away quietly, having already secured their payment. The couple is on a boat when Booth tracks them down. He reveals that he tipped off Das about their plan, and now their entire $300 million haul is frozen in their accounts. Booth gives them a choice: join him for a bigger score or face arrest. Reluctantly, Hartley and Bishop agree. Das and her agents arrive too late, finding no trace of the trio. Frustrated, Das returns to her office and issues a red notice for all 3 criminals. In this way, movie ends here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more interesting movie recaps.